Hi, Canada. It's Kamy D from POP TikR TV, and welcome to another edition. We are so excited, Canada, because I'm very happy to introduce you to an award-winning Canadian designer for women's fashion. Stacey Martin LifeStyle is going to be joining us in just a few seconds here. Wonderful. So listen, Canada, she is an incredible Canadian designer. I mean, she specializes in women's fashion, and you have some really big news that you want to share. It's regarding your new line, your new collection, and your new venture.
Yes. So my line is called Stacey Martin LifeStyle. And the difference between my line is that it bridges the gap in the market between fitness and fashion clothing. So everybody has their fitness clothing, they have their leggings and their yoga clothes and their gym clothes, and they have their fashion clothes. But most of the time, your gym clothes, you don't want to go out in them. You don't want to be seen in them. And your fashion clothes aren't always made of the best fabrics or things that are really comfortable. So I'm bridging the gap between those two things by making the designs that are very fashionable and fashion forward, but made out of fabric that is comfortable and sustainable and easy to wear.
That's amazing. I mean, I love your style because it's like you said, it's a beautiful bridge between comfort and design. So I'm gonna show, I mean, tell us more. I mean, look at this. Beautiful. I love it.
Yeah,
Here's
so we
another
have like
one.
tailored blazers that are, it's a tailored blazer, but it's made out of French terry, organic cotton, ring spun. So it's very beautiful on, looks beautiful on, but then it feels like you're wearing pajamas, and then we have this dress that you're showing right here is a maxi dress, but the whole idea is that it's double lined. So it keeps everything together and it's really comfy, but it looks really polished at the same time, not just your regular traditional comfortable clothes.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely gorgeous. And again, we're all about support local, and your brand, I mean, to the very core of the textile is sourced right here in Canada, right?
Yeah, so we have the fabric milled from Canadian mills, majority of it, because coming from Canadian mills. So our yarns come over, they're ring spun here. So we use French terry, we use organic cottons, we use fleece, eucalyptus fiber, beechwood fibers, all these beautiful sustainable fibers that are all spun within Canada. We have mills in Montreal, Toronto, and Vancouver, where we get our fabrics from.
Amazing. And so I wanted to bring up, I mean, you have an exciting venture proposition. And like I promised everyone watching tonight, there is an investment opportunity as low as $250. Tell us more about what you're doing next.
Yeah, so I'm ready to scale the company. So what that means is I'm ready to compete with the big guys. In fashion, it's a $30 billion Canadian industry, and the big companies like Lululemon, Lole, Canada Goose, Rudsack kind of cornered that market. And when I started doing my research, I realized that these are all run by male executives. And in order to scale, you need to gain capital. So my idea was I want to be one of the first or the first female and minority leader that's leading one of these fashion brands. So yes, it's only 14% of major fashion brands are run by females. So it's crazy just worldwide that's only 14%. So when I started to look into scaling my brand and gaining capital, I then came up to the disadvantage that less than 0.5% of Black female entrepreneurs get capital funding. So I couldn't even go that traditional route. So then I'm going with equity crowdfunding. And it was the best way that I can raise capital because it allows the community, the people who have supported and loved me over all these years, customers can invest as low as $250, but we've also had a seed investment of $200,000. And it's really just to grow the company, to be part of the company. So I always say to people, it's not a donation, it's not a GoFundMe, it's not a Kickstarter, though you will get a special piece when you do invest. But the idea is that you actually invest into the company and you own shares in that portion of the company. So, if you look at the history of Lululemon, for example, $1,000 into Lululemon 10 years ago would be worth $20,000 today. So really that's kind of what we're looking at. And that's kind of the idea, to give the opportunity for non-seasoned investors, for people who just love the company, who love the brand, who love what it stands for, to invest and be shareholders in the brand.
I love it. And I know you, Stacey, so I know how hardworking you are and the incredible. I mean, this is not something you just started. You've been doing it for years. And
Yeah.
I mean, and it's a great opportunity for Canadians too, because, there are Canadians who want to invest in companies and, start doing that, but they might not have thousands of dollars, to put in. So it also opens the door for Canadians to start that path for themselves too,
Right.
right?
Yeah, and it's also good because it's not just about liquid money that you have in your bank. A lot of people have said, I'd love to invest. This is such a great idea, but with COVID or with this, that, I don't have the ability right now. I don't have the money liquid in my bank account. It's also about diversifying your portfolio. And what that means is that you might have an RRSP already. And because Stacey Martin Lifestyle is a private company and we're going through Front Funder, the company is RRSP as well as TFSA eligible, which means you can transfer your current RRSP over to Stacey Martin Lifestyle, and it's still the same money that's in your RRSP, but now it's just under a different fund. Same thing with your TFSA. So it doesn't have to be, you don't have to think about just looking at liquid cash that you might have in your bank. People as low as $2,500 where it starts for RRSPs and TFSAs, but you can transfer that money over and then you can still be a shareholder that way without losing your initial liquid cash.
Ah, it's really cool. So lots of flexibility, lots of options, making it super easy to invest. That's really cool. And tell me, Stacey, I mean, you have a really solid, board of advisors. You have a lot of, solid support. Who are one of the support team members on your venture?
Yeah, so my business advisor is Adam Myron. He is one of 100 Canadians to have started a company 6 years ago, actually, and lived to see it be worth $1 billion. So he's been my advisor for the last 2 years, just really helping me through this process of scaling and knowing the ins and outs of business. There's two different things between being a small business owner and being an executive of a large brand. And really it comes into the running of the brand, the running of the business, the passion, the drive, the creativity, all that stuff. I always had that before and that was great. I had the business sense. Of course, I was able to stay in business and be profitable for 15 years, but to scale the company, there's really a process in it. And so Adam's been pivotal in showing me the process, how it's done. He's a shareholder as well, so he believes in the company and he's invested in it and ready to help it scale to where we think it can get to.
That's fantastic. And like Stacey, I know that you've had your prior collections. I mean, on the runways of New York. I mean, you yourself was on in theater, right? So
yes, yeah.
Yeah. So tell us more in terms of sort of that stint and time in your life.
Yeah, so I started my career as a professional Broadway dancer. I danced in films, television, movies, all sorts of things. I love dancing. Dancing is my first love. I will always be a dancer in my heart. But when I was in dance, I realized first of all is when I started making this line because my body is curvy. I'm petite, but I'm curvy, and so I wanted to make clothing that really suit my body shape. And when I would make clothes, people would say, where did you get that from? It's innovative, it's different. And that's where the company first started from. And I also noticed that you would see women in these gorgeous things in New York City when I used to live there. I'd see them in these beautiful outfits, but then the moment they stepped in the house, they're like, get this off, get it off my body. And I thought, why do designers design clothing that doesn't feel good? When you look so good, but you don't feel good, even down to like a wedding dress. My idea is when I do Stacey Martin Lifestyle, when it actually gained the capital and the company is growing and it starts to have clothing, I want to do wedding and bridal as well, because you see these brides and they look so beautiful, but they're so uncomfortable. It defeats the purpose to me. When you're your most beautiful, your most comfortable self, your beauty comes out. You feel like this thing comes out of you that it's just so authentic and it's beautiful. And I think through your clothing, when your body can breathe and move, it's really ignited and it's better.
See, and I really love this, like, because I'm also, an entrepreneur and in sort of the tech world. I was actually listening to a podcast a few days ago about another female entrepreneur, and she was using AI technology to design customized pants because her issue was, again, the female body is, it's very unique in terms of every female is shaped differently, right? So what I love about, women getting more involved in venture is that we're seeing now new innovation that is catered towards, some of the perspectives that females have, right? That wasn't there before because we weren't present in venture. So that is
so
super
true.
cool.
It's so true. I mean, because if you look at it, that 14% of major fashion brands, only 14 are women. And you think it's women that are the ones wearing the clothing. People will put on even a sweater that I've made, and they ask me, why does this fit so good? Why do I feel much more beautiful in it? why, like even right now, I'm just wearing a general hoodie, but the way the hoodie is cut and made, it's made, I'm gonna kind of stand up here. So I don't
Yes,
show
give us
you
a
what it's
demo.
like.
Give us a
But the
demo.
whole idea is that you can, it's not just to throw on the hoodie and go. I've thought about different things, about the sleeve length, about the way that it contours the body, that the way that the hood fits or that goes around your neck. And there's little things that when the women put it on, they're like, someone thought about this before they
Yeah.
made it. It wasn't just about, and it's only, you're only able to think about that if you're a woman yourself, because you know the areas that you want to camouflage and the areas that you might want to highlight, you know. So we all generally, women's bodies are different, but their concepts of their bodies are all the same.
Yeah, and every woman out there will understand this completely, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Stacey, that's and I apologize. The video was freezing at times, but we were able to hear you, so that's great. But there you go, Canada. I mean, check Stacey Martin Lifestyle out. She's on Instagram, and her front funder is active. And so, Stacey, is there a time cap so that investors can get in before it's too late?
Yes. So we're looking to get as many private investors as we can in immediately. Private investors means that you have to have the link specific in order to find me on the Front Funder page. So that's www.frontfunder.com/Stacey Martin. Once we hit $200,000 in capital raise, then it goes into our public raise, and that will be open until May 14th.
Okay, fantastic. So get on it, Canada. I mean, let's not wait. Support this incredible female entrepreneur. I can tell you what she's been doing. I mean, this is not something she just started. It's been hard work for over 15 years, if
15
not
years,
more.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's a great investment opportunity. And if they want to shop, where can they find you? At Stacey Martin Lifestyle?
Yeah, you can shop at Stacey Martin Lifestyle. You can get some of the pieces from my startup collection are there, a couple of them. But for the most part, we're actually just raising capital for this new venture that we're doing, or the extension of the old venture, and it'll be launching in September.
Okay, awesome. Well, we look forward to that. And just another side note story, Canada. I mean, how I came across Stacey was I was at an Ottawa Sens game. We love our hockey. And one of the hostesses was wearing this beautiful blazer. And I asked her, I said, oh my gosh, that's a really nice blazer. Where'd you get it? And she's like, oh, it's, Kanye at the time, but that was your
Yeah,
brand. And
yeah,
and that's how I connected with you. So
yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, we do quite a bit of corporate collaboration, and that's this whole same thing. They want to be polished, they want to look good, but be fashionable at the same time. And there's really not a lot of clothing that does those two things. Like if you just even think about, what clothing lines really hit that double barrier where you can be super comfy but still look really good. So it's been great. I'm happy for it, and I know where it's going to get to. So I hope that I can have a lot of people join me on this ride.
There you go. So Canada, please support Stacey Martin Lifestyle. Check her out. It's a great investment opportunity. And Stacey, thank you for coming on POP TikR TV. And we wish you the best. So take care. And any last words, Stacey, to your fans out there?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. Just, support local and go for it. And for my idea right now, or the campaign is now own it. I really want to say now own it. I want you to now own my company with me, but I also want you to own whatever area you are in your life, whether it's your body. Now own your life, own your business, whatever you're doing. I think a lot of the time, especially with women, we downplay what we're doing. We don't allow ourselves to give us the full reason and purpose of where we're going. And a lot of people ask me, oh my gosh, wow, Stacey, like you've gotten so far, how have you done it? And I was like, I've just owned it. I've gone with it. I know what I want, and I just own it. So I want to invite every woman or men who might be watching to, join me on that and own it.
Oh, you're amazing. I love it. Wise words. So thank you so much for joining us, Stacey. And thank you, Canada. We'll see you next week on POP TikR TV. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.